Well, so this is Baruch here. I'm at the Tikkun Elevator Kola, and this is a piece that I see. I learned the Kavanot in different places with the. I just love this tip. It just brings me so much information. So here we are. This is the tip on Shabbos, the Kavanot on Shabbos, and I want to read you a little piece which really sets in order basically what happens in creation from the very beginning until now. So let's see. I marked it in yellow so that, after I go through this and I come back years later or whatever it is, I could see a place where I thought was really important to learn. So let's come over here. I'm just going to read the simple print. Let me bring it down a little bit lower. I think we can get it down lower. That'll work out. Now he's really talking about Shabbos, but he's contrasting Shabbos to the days of the week. And this particular piece has some really important information about just basic how creation works. So he said, at the beginning of the creation of the world, so the name of the Malchus is called Rachel. She's actually at the beginning, she was really a portion of Zeranpin. She wasn't independent. Shenivro guf echad b'du partsufin that was created as one body with two faces. Now, the partsuf means face, but it also means a system of right transfer. We've seen that before. So originally, she was really a part of Zeranpin. And they stood there back to back. Then Hashem caused the man to go to sleep, to a deep sleep. And as a result of that, she was removed from the male. She became independent of him. And the half the hiyos upon him. And ultimately, now that's a great deal of Kabbalah to explain how this works and how it actually happened. We have all of this in Rosh Hashanah. You see most of it. We see a lot of different places. And the half the hiyos upon him, and they ultimately become face to face. In order that for them to be able to mate or to become together in yichud oneness. This is the way there was until Rishon sinned. So he said, so what you wanted to see here is that they should always be face to face. So they should have an ultimately eternal relationship where they're in union, in oneness. But because of the het of Rishon, they came back and they wound up being like they were before they were created. Shehem ach ba'ach, which is that they're in defensive positions, and their backs to each other, just like they were before they were separated at the beginning of their creation. Bizman shebase mikdash mikdash hoyakayim, at the time that the base of mikdash was there, his kayim yichud panim b'panim calls the man mamish. So that as long as the base of mikdash was there, this yichud, this oneness, was there all the time. A tremendous flow of bounty and blessing to the world. So it was like that. This is their state. And this all of the worlds were in their proper orders, just like it was before the sin of Adam Rishon. But then after the destruction, Nistar Givuya, or the light, the revelation of the light became hidden. And as a result of that, the yichud would not be in perfection. Only at the time of the tefillah of Amida. Now this brings us to nowadays. So he says like this, through our prayers, this causes a oneness to take place, a uniting of the female aspect with the male aspect. And as a result of that, during the tefillah, we can bring them to a state of panim b'panim. This starts to happen when you start the bracha rishon of Amida, Teves melech ozer Mashiach mogen, and particularly that phrase melech ozer Mashiach mogen. And then they come back during the prayer, during the Shemona Esrei, to become face to face again. So there we see that there now is an extension of their unity. They're united, which is really let's face it. This is a sexual term, but we're not talking about people. We're talking about the yichud that takes place that allows the flow of the shefa from up above to come down below, because the yichud, the shefa, really itself is a oneness. So he said, then after davening, though, they go back to their place. They go back to be ach ba'ach again. Now let's see a little bit more. So remember, we have heard, those of us who study Torah, that we know that the Chassidim, there were certain people who were really righteous people. They were called the Chassidim and Rishonim, the first Chassidim. They would wait one after before they would wait on one. Excuse me. They would wait 1 hour before davening. One hour after the tefillah. What's the reason why? Why did they wait after the tefillah? This was all for the purpose of bringing the yichud together, to extend it, so that even after davening, that it would continue to pour into the world. Upon it, that zer anpin the nuk should be a yichud of the face to face. In other words, this is the ultimate yichud. So that you would continue to have an additional flow of this ha'ara, this radiance, so that allows them to be able to continue to be face to face. So they should not come immediately back to the situation that takes place after they have the yichud, that where they go back to be the hiyos ach ba'ach, they go back in defensive positions again. Now this is the point that he makes about Shabbos, and we just is a nice little idea to have here. He says, what happens as a result of praying during the day? This is the regular weekday. Just because of Shabbos there's what we call the chalois of Shabbos. That is the falling of Shabbos. Shabbos comes in, and now it's like a wall, a barrier between what was the weekday, and now it's going to be a special time. So that barrier allows for this process of yichud to take place by itself. So we don't need on Shabbos that there should be tefillos in order to make the yichud, because the yichud is happening on Shabbos. So we say like this, that everything that happens during the weekday al tefillah, through tefillah, but it happens on Shabbos just because of the fact that it's Shabbos. So therefore, the level of closeness to godliness that we can come to, which is a unity between male and female that takes place during the period of the davening. So he says on Shabbos, this happens, just all the thing that we're able to ultimately complete in the Amida. Sheyesh kol haShabbos yichud panim b'panim. It happens on Shabbos b'meila, and it is the whole Shabbos. We stand face to face. Even if you don't do anything at all. There is no Shabbos. During Shabbos, there is no concept of turning into defensive positions where the male and the female are back to back with each other. Now, the order, though, of the tefillos, on Shabbos, you have the same kind of order. Shagam tefillos of Shabbos, heim la'alos olamos. So they all have the same quality in this sense. Although Shabbos is panim, now you have an opportunity to raise up to the highest levels of closeness to the answer Baruch Hu. Because through the prayers, the worlds start going upwards. We're living Olam Yitzira, Asiyah. The Olam is a world of action. You can raise beyond that. But you don't need the tefillos in order to make the yichud take place. The yichud is taking place on Shabbos. The question is, what can we do during the prayers of Shabbos in order to be able to elevate everything? So there shouldn't be ach to ach. Shezecha b'bam mela ayadei kedusha. So Shabbos, they're not going to be back to back. They're not going to be defensive, but they're being love face to face. This is Baruch Flashman, Tikkun Elevator Kola.